everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Little Red Dot. We are back here tonight with Capers Behind the Eight Ball, a kind of a new tabletop RPG. But let's go around the cast and crew and see who's back at the table with us tonight, and then I'll run down all of the fun, snazzy stuff, including giveaways, ways that you can donate to affect the game, and potentially how you can get yourself a copy of Capers. Let's start with Eric Fulgaris. How are you, Eric? True story. All right, right on down the line. Kika. It's like the best power ever, honestly. I chose to play through a Fallout game one time as just like bumped my luck up to max from the start, and it is just, it's such a fun way to play a game. It's just like, be a lucky person. It's great. And Saverick. Yeah. Yeah. This is kind of a true story. Okay. Is it still showing as Sims 4 on the title, gang? I changed that earlier, and I don't know if it actually changed or not. Let me fix that. It's still showing. All right, well, let me fix that. I can do that. Awesome. And moving right on down the line while I fix my little tech error. Matt Fishmonger. Maybe a little bit. just, right. This is very true, and she kind of showed us some of those skills last time, and I'm hoping we'll get to put more of them to good use this time. And last but certainly not least, not only a player, but the writer of the awesome game that we are playing tonight, Nerdburger Craig. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, but we most certainly will. Awesome. So, for those of you that may be just tuning in or have come to the channel before, it doesn't matter. Welcome back to my channel, where I do a slew of things, including playing video games, but more importantly, I can't hear Craig. Can you hear other people? All right, well, they're showing up. You guys give me a little chit chat really quick just to make sure. I mean, audio levels seem fine. Audio output seems to be fine, but just to be on the safe side, let me force it here. Check, check. Is that coming in better? Maybe?
I don't hear anything on the stream.
Oh.
Oh,
Give it.
no.
Oh, no.
Well, I hear you.
Okay. Well, that's good. The audio output's showing. Let's... Oh. Well, thank you, Owen, for letting me know out there.
That's the graphic designer.
Oh, we can hear now. We can hear now. Okay, good. Something so weird. I just had to yell at OBS, I guess. I just reopened it and closed it again.
Thank you,
audio
Owen.
output. Thank you, Owen, for letting us know. So I hate to do this to everybody, but we have to go around and do it again. We'll make it short, sweet, and to the point. So we'll actually go backwards since Craig just did it. Craig, go ahead and start us off again and let us know who you are and what playing. I'm sorry for the technical difficulty.
That's okay. I'm Nerdburger Craig. I designed this game. I'm having a lot of fun playing it with these fine folks. I'm going to be playing Bertrand Esprit, who is he's a car jockey, and he's a little bit superpowered. We haven't seen it happen yet, but he's super fast.
True story. And hopefully he'll get to maybe run a few things down this week, or this episode. We will find out. Moving right along to Mad Fishmonger.
no, we gotta do this over again.
Sorry.
That's fine. It's totally fine. It happens. I am Mad Fishmonger. I am playing Kali. Kali is a sniper type. She has some powers of invisibility and super agility.
Oh.
And she typically can be found as a protector, but she seems to have got, as a like, sitting around being a sniper, waiting for somebody to come into range. But she seems to have gotten involved in some things, so there's not a whole lot of sitting around involved now.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. I mean, that is what the phrase behind the 8 ball means, right? Basically, in 1920s, it's like a slang term for shit's about to hit the fan, so. Awesome. Saverick.
Hello, I'm Saverick. I'm playing Silvio Big Slabuco, who runs a very legitimate jazz club. Might have some giggle water going out the back of it, but otherwise it's completely by the books. I might have some powers of looking at people's emotions and thoughts. And once in a while, I pull a gun on a 9-year-old.
Also a true story. Kika.
I'm Kika. I'm playing Lucky Lily Hirschfeld, who basically her job is to have skills and be lucky.
And as I said earlier, one of my favorite things ever is just being lucky. How nice that would be. And last but certainly not least, Eric Bulgaris.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric. I'm playing Joey the Lion, and my job is to kick ass.
This is true. And he actually does the ass-kicking part. He's not just a kick-ass person. He's awesome. And I am Little Red Dot. I will be the GM for what is the second episode of a 4 campaign session that we will be running, playing through, and using this awesome tabletop Capers. If you don't know about this yet, you can go right there to that link. Oh, I have to spell Capers right with an S. You can go check out Capers online, get yourself a copy, but we will be giving away 2 copies tonight because last week, Saverick was in fact lucky enough, speaking of luck, to win the giveaway copy, PDF, but because he's a player, he's already going to get one of those. So, we're going to be giving 2 copies away tonight. We're going to give one away here right at the top, between now and kind of the break, and then we'll give one away at the very end as well. So, if you would like to enter today's giveaway, what you need to do is type exclamation point and the word hooch. H-O-O-C-H, hooch, as in the drink, hooch. Yeah, I don't know. The hooch, which we will be, tonight is going to become a very valuable item to these people, and as it is most people and crime lords in the Prohibition. So we are set in 1920 Prohibition. Last week we learned a very interesting things about these characters. Past relationships came up. We got to see where, I guess, the happenings are, and what happens in New Orleans the day after Fat Tuesday. Yeah, what I like to do is for the characters to kind of, at the recap, to popcorn out, we'll call it, the things that mattered most to their characters. Like, what do you think impacted your character the most from last episode? Then I usually go in and fill in the blank spots. Whose character was heavily impacted by something that happened? Do you remember anything?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, what happened there, Bertrand?
We had established that Bertrand had a bit of a crush on Jolelle Moyse, who is one of the daughters of the Moyse family, who runs a lot of the not so much the bootlegging, but the hooch making, moonshine making outside of New Orleans in the Bayou area, and he was, he kind of convinced that maybe she actually had some feelings for him as well, but then she got up and murdered, and so Bertrand is a little bit upset about that.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, you walked actually after quite a few other things had happened prior to this point, but the big one that led you back was you found a letter that led you back to the swamps, to kind of the Moyse storage facility in the bayou, and instead of finding stored booze, you found 3 stored bodies of all 3 of the Moyse sisters. Anything else that was impactful for other people's characters?
Well, I worked for the Moyses, so
You did.
I'm a little unsure of like what's going on
Yeah.
right now, and where I stand, and what like what's going to be happening going forward. And apparently I'm stuck here with the lion too, so
Yes.
we're gonna have to try and work that out.
Also true. Yeah. It will impact quite a few of you who were either working for, I think Bertrand and Callisto both were working for the Moyse family. And of course, Big Sly was getting his hooch, from them. What about old Lucky Lily and Joey the Lion?
I kidnapped a kid.
You did in fact kidnap a kid. That happened. But this kid, it wasn't just any kid. Okay, let's preface that you don't just kidnap any children.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, what?
No, I'm just kidding. No, this kid was a little rascal. That we were pretty sure was responsible for destroying some things that. Are we allowed to say it on the air? Are we decide that there was stuff at the jazz club?
Yeah, right.
So, in case, the Volstead Act is still in effect.
I'll start listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid, wasted probably in this time hundreds of dollars, which is a big deal.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And poured gasoline all over it.
Yeah, and was ruining it. So I had no problem picking that kid up by the pluck of his neck and revealing that he was getting paid by. Did the preacher have a name or just the preacher?
He called him the preacher man.
The preacher man.
That is all he's like. He told you that he didn't know, but he was paid a lot of money by the preacher man, and the lion proceeded to then take the child with them in the car back to Lucky Lily's hotel.
I think the most Sly got out of this was not only did someone invade the privacy of his club, but they attacked his livelihood, and in turn attacked the livelihood of those people that are employed by him, which is basically like a family at this rate, and then attacked the distributor of his livelihood. So it was all very personal to him, and the extents he would go to find out information regarding this situation, because as bad as a person as Sly is, normally pulling a weapon on a kid wouldn't be in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anything that Lucky Lily remembers or impacted her? Because we are going to actually start with her tonight.
Well, Lily is pretty new in town, so she was mostly just scoping everything out. She was hoping to have a meeting with the Moyses and was pretty much just using this group as a means of getting to them, but things have gone tits up.
This is a true story. Things have gone a bit tits up. Now, that information and this little bit of an assignment, we'll call it, that you were sent all the way to this crap town in New Orleans. Now, Lucky Lily comes from Atlantic City, which is all the rage right now. It's where anybody and everybody goes to party and get their libations. Even our celebrities come from New York City all the way to Atlantic City just to have a taste of what it has to offer. So, we're going to have a little flashback here. Lucky Lily's heels once again click down the boardwalk of Atlantic City. What does Lucky Lily do on an average Saturday night on the boardwalk of Atlantic City?
Average Saturday night. She probably doesn't drink very often. She's more concerned with business usually, but on a Saturday, I think she is probably I didn't actually actually think of this.
That's okay. I'm interested. Does she hang out at a place? I mean, she's also kind of the top lady of the top guy of Atlantic City.
True. She probably would be schmoozing a bit with people, honestly.
Yeah, and Nucky, who is in kind of the name of Atlantic City, likes for you to touch base on Saturday nights. And as you click down the boardwalk, you smooze and you wave to all the right people. And you're able to find your way to the club, the Speakeasy, where Nucky tends to hang out late on Saturday evenings. There's, of course, we'll call him Heavy, at the door, who looks you down. You don't even need to say the password. He knows you. And dare he question your entry into this place. And he opens the door for you and gestures you in, and you can smell the smoke and hear the sounds of that speakeasy.
She will stride inside confidently, not in any way trying to disguise her entrance, and make her way to where she's expected.
One of Nucky's men that you recognize comes up and greets you, tips his hat, and doesn't even say anything over the sound and noises of the speakeasy. He simply points to the back kind of VIP room where Nucky likes to hang in this one particular bar. And as you go back there, Nucky is not alone. You can peel back the curtain, and behind it sits Nucky, another sly-looking gentleman, we'll call him, older in nature, but you just by the look of him, you wouldn't trust him. And he sits at the table along with two other kind of heavies that stand in the room. And the gentleman doesn't even give Nucky a chance to speak. He just looks at you and smiles and says, "Have a seat."
Lily is a bit hesitant, but she looks to Nucky first for confirmation before slowly taking a seat.
Yeah, he gives you, he makes direct eye contact, and you can tell that it's serious, whatever it is, but he doesn't seem, he's not grabbing for a gun, which is Nucky's way of dealing with problematic, any kind of problem that may arise. And he does also gesture for you to have a seat. And Nucky says, "It's all right. Sit down."
Lily sits down, crosses her legs, and nods to the new person and says, "Good evening. My name is Lily. Whom might I have the pleasure of making the acquaintance of?"
"I'm Silver Dollar Sam, Al Capone's best man. Now, I've heard that you are his best gal."
Lily is probably a bit taken aback by someone working for Al Capone showing up unannounced. But she maintains her composure and just shrugs and says, "Well, I'm not going to refuse good press."
He smiles his toothy grin, and you realize there are a few teeth that have been knocked out that he's replaced with gold. And he continues, "Capone here and your Nucky, they are in business together. I'm sure you know this,
Of course.
Capone has a problem. His source has been unloyal. He's looking for a new way to bring in liquid to Chicago." And he leans in kind of close as if somebody was going to listen in on all of you. "And he's interested in sending someone to scout out a location. He's heard that Nucky's best gal tends to be kind of lucky."
Well, they don't call me Lucky Lily for nothing.
He smiles again. See, now that's good to hear. You ever been to New Orleans?
Not yet.
Oh, cute. She says, he says, good. You leave tomorrow. When you get there, you're looking for some information on a family. The Moyse family. They've, built up quite a name for themselves. They've got some stills out there in that swamp. Capone says you've got 2 jobs. You need to see if it's easier to partner with them or simply kill them and take over their operation. Secondly, we need to physically locate the stills. Supposedly, no one but the Moyse family knows where they are. Now, I won't do Capone any good to kill him if we don't know where they actually keep the hooch. He's paying for your full trip. Hotel, accommodations, food, all that jazz. And, it might look real good here on your Nucky if you succeed at such a task.
Lily nods a bit, and then, like, out of habit, she looks to Nucky for confirmation because she's used to just taking orders from only him.
Right. He reaches out and touches your hand, and gives you the eyes, and he says, Doll, this operation, it could change Atlantic City. They're supposed to have the best hooch. It'll make sure Capone knows he can trust me.
Alright, I'll do it for you, Nucky.
And Tia reaches up and, like, gingerly touches your chin, and says, that's my girl. And he says, boys, and kind of snaps to the 2 big ones. Silver Dollar Sam does. And he says, get her whatever she needs. Make sure she's safe, and she's to leave in the morning. And he stands up, looks at Nucky, lays a few dollars on the table to make sure that things are paid for, probably way more than necessary, and just to be flashy. He's kind of a skis. And he looks over his shoulder and he says, you have to check in with Capone every day. Give him a call. It's at this number. And he kind of flicks a card over his shoulder, and it lands on the table. You now have Capone's personal number, or at least a place where you can contact him.
Lily takes the card, and sort of, like, as she takes it, it seems to just almost vanish on her person.
Oh, that's cool. Very nice. And Nucky does have a bit of worry in his face, especially now that outside eyes have disappeared. Should, yeah.
I'm gonna stay, and I'm just gonna, like, watch Nucky a bit, waiting for him to elaborate on what's on his mind.
Yeah, he sits there quiet for a while, and he puffs on a thank you. He puffs on a cigar, as he tries to get it lit. And he says, I know that you can do this, but I'm not going to tell you it ain't going to be dangerous.
Have I ever done a job that wasn't dangerous?
No, you're right, and I know this, but this one just feels funny, And everybody's luck runs out sometime, Lily.
So what are you saying, you're worried about me?
I might be. Just 'cause I'm a crime boss don't mean I ain't got feelings.
That's so sweet of you. I will try to do my best to die last, if it comes to it.
Always full of humor. That's why I like you. There's something you should know about New Orleans. I've never been myself. It's kind of a cesspool, if you would. But it tends to be heavily populated with with the capers. They tend to be more forward there. The alcohol's supposed to be drank on the streets. The cops carry flask. It's a little less strict, if you know what I mean. And the Moyses are very open about what it is they do. Which means that Capone is not gonna be the only person interested in what they're brewing out there in the bayou.
So you afraid of rivals interfering?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And, you know, now that you got Capone behind you, it means that Capone's enemies are your enemies. I wish I could have done this myself. But, you know Capone. He's got them, special powers, too. And he wanted this one to be handled by somebody not so average. And he goes,
Nucky,
yeah.
you know I think you're above average in most regards.
Oh, I know, doll.
But I can see the wisdom of his thought process.
And, that Silver Dollar Sam, nah, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And I ain't got superpowers, so I can't throw him very far.
You really shouldn't trust much of anyone. Except for me, of course.
He goes, of course, and he reaches out and he kind of gives you that, like, cute boop on the nose, and he says, I love this song, you want to dance?
I suppose I have time before I need to leave.
He says, good. Nobody dances like you do. Come on. And he kind of puts his hand out for you to take.
I think she does, but at the same time slips, like, a card into his hand.
He doesn't say anything. He knows that if you weren't saying anything out loud, he probably shouldn't either. And he kind of looks at it. What's the card?
It's probably like a 3 of spades, which would be a sort of code. Asking what if I should, like, be willing to use deadly force at any point during this excursion.
He, you know, just kind of as sly as you did, he tucks the card into his sleeve as soon as he sees what it is. And he reaches over as if he's going to put his hand behind your head to bring you in for a kiss, and you hear him flip another card out from behind your ear, almost like a magic trick, and he slips it into your hand. And in return, it is a red joker, which you know is the sign that you do what is necessary to survive. And he plants a kiss on your cheek and he says, you better come back to me.
Always will.
And before you go, he slips you one more card. The Queen of Hearts. He doesn't need to tell you what that one's for. And he quickly grabs your hand.
And I suppose we dance.
And you dance. He takes you out, and both of you dance a jaunty tune as the camera pans out. Following the wheels of a plane, actually. No, sorry, the wheels of a car, the wheels of a plane, the wheels of a car as it tears out of town and heads towards New Orleans. And as this kind of memory flashes in your brain, you're not sure if it was the sound of you stepping out of the car to the street of all of the people here out front, or if it was just the noise of the valet, maybe the slamming of the door. But as you come to, you hear the child yell, "Oh, they kidnapped me! They kidnapped me!"
And I immediately try to like slip into the crowd unnoticed and disappear into it.
All right. So I have a feeling we're going to get some rolls. What does everybody else do? This is literally picking up where we ended last week. What do you do as the child steps out of the car and the valet ask if he can take your keys and the kid begins to yell?
I will look at Sly immediately, without saying anything, just like permission to shut that kid up. Look, just that quick little dart of the eyes, like, I'm your dog, right? So it's like, it's up to you. Do you without saying anything, do you let me go, or do you keep me on a leash?
Oh, I think you muted Separate.
I am completely muted. I'd probably put my hand up just to stop him for right now.
Sure. Okay.
Because I would like to try something myself.
Okay.
With that similar, like the mind reading sort of deal, the eyes go pale white, and I'll reach out and try to influence the child's emotions to one of joy as opposed to one of fear.
Okay. All right, so let's do this. So I've got at least 2 rolls now. So let's get the kind of disappearing roll from Lily, and then let's get the roll for, you said influencing him to stop talking. Is that what you're basically trying to do there?
Yeah, he's got this air of fear, and I just want to try to quelch that with, give him just the opposite, just full joy and glee.
All right, so let's get our first cards drawn of the night. So that would be, I guess, an agility from Lily to just kind of like dodge her way and disappear stealthily. And then for Sly, I guess it would be against the boy's mind, right?
Yeah.
Agility, stealth for...
Agility. Oh, yeah, and if you've got the stealth, which I'm pretty sure you do, don't forget to add that additional card. Yeah. It's always nice. Rarely does this ever happen where I can be like, I did that right. Yes, person that wrote the game. I did that right.
And Sabrick, you've got the power description in front of you, so you know what the check is.
Yeah. So what does that power check say? I can always pull it up too.
It's
here.
charisma.
Okay.
Versus willpower.
Versus his
or mind. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Charisma, willpower versus mind.
Yeah.
Versus his mind. Okay, his mind score. Well, the kid, I mean, he's just a kid. He's like, he's there's nothing special about him, but...
Don't tell his parents that.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm going to pop... he's only got a card. Poor kid. We'll flip this guy, and then you guys can begin to flip your cards as well. Did I flip? Oh, I did that wrong. That's the wrong flip. Can you believe that?
Oh.
Flip card. There we go. Okay, he did not do so hot. Okay, well. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you want to flip another there, Lily?
No, I'll let it ride.
All right, cool. Well, the kid begins to make a commotion. The good news is there's not too terribly many people out at this point. It is like early morning. Well, hello, people popping into chat. And you do manage to kind of like basically pull back into the shadows. The kid creates enough of a distraction that even regardless if you had really failed that or not done well, it wouldn't have made a difference because nobody's even looking at you. The moment the kid starts yelling, he runs over to the valet. And before he can do so, he feels a hand on his shoulder from Big Sly. And you do manage to get him to calm down. He stops yelling almost instantly. Was there anything you wanted him to like say or do? I'm not exactly sure entirely how the power works. Like, can you convince him to say something in return for that?
Not something I can convince him to say, but I'll just sort of like put my hand on his shoulder, like you said, and we'll turn the kid around. Like, how do you think your mother, Adrienne, is going to feel if you're going to keep acting up like this in public, huh?
The kid just kind of like can't, like, you can tell like his mind is, you've literally like changed a part of it, so he seems a little disoriented. And he goes, yeah, and kind of nods. The valet walks over and he says, "Excuse me, sir, is there a problem here?"
The only problem is my deadbeat sister, making me take care of her little snot-nosed brat kid all the damn time.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, I'm sorry to hear of that. The boy, though, will need to be quiet if you plan to take him into the establishment.
That won't be a problem. Just trust me, okay?
Yes, of course. And reaches. Who was driving? Who had the keys?
Probably wasn't me.
I was thinking, no, it wasn't you, because you had the kid in the back seat.
Oh, that's right. Totally.
Yeah, because you had hands on the kid in the back seat. Actually, I can't remember who it was, but he takes the keys from...
Bertrand
It was Bertrand that was driving, yeah. He takes the keys from you and says, hands you in return, of course, the slip to valet the car. And he kind of looks around and says, everybody enjoy their evening. As he hops in and thinks it's very strange. The lot of you seem like an odd family or like group to just be coming to hang out. Beautiful. So, Lily, do you stay in the shadows and make yourself known after they have kind of mitigated the situation?
I'll wait for things to die down a little bit before rejoining the group.
Before rejoining them. Alright, gang, what is your plan of action here?
Find a place to talk. Get out of sight.
Yeah. Well, you did come to this hotel in particular because Lily's supposed to have a room.
We have no idea where she's at.
But you have no idea where she's at.
Just move into the lobby for right now, at least. Get off the street.
Yeah, you guys take it into the lobby. This is I'd call it a quainter hotel, but definitely high class. There is, obviously concierge, a small seating area, and there seems to be a manned elevator at the far end of this probably 100-foot long lobby.
Is there like a quiet corner or something we can...
I'd say it's mostly quiet, other than the concierge person that's, stands behind it, and the elevator guy who's kind of like waiting on anybody to come and speak to him. But yeah, you guys could take a quiet corner. There seems to easily be like a place you could pull off to the side, or the sitting area seems to be nobody of interest is around.
I think Lily would slip by the group and slide a card with her room number in Bertrand's pocket. Sort of sneakily.
Yeah.
Just to make it not quite as obvious that they're all together.
Yeah. You feel something in your pocket, like that, like pressure, oddly, Bertrand. That's it. Something slips in it.
All right, well, I wait a moment, and I take a look, and there's a card with a room number.
Looks to be that way.
Looked to me like I've been invited to a room. What all you gonna do? I start walking toward the elevator.
I might just follow you and be jealous.
Yeah, I'd be quickly right behind Sly, I guess.
Yeah.
Where's the kid?
The kid did not follow you in unless you guys were trying. Oh no, he was with. He would be with Sly, because Sly kind of has a little bit of control over him at the moment.
You gonna send that kid on out?
So you can go tell the cops that we're here?
Maybe we can convince him otherwise.
Then we're gonna treat him like a lost dog. We're just gonna drop him outside of town eventually. I was joking. What are you serious?
You seem like you got a way with talking to him. You got a way to get him to stop talking about this and just go on home?
It doesn't quite work like that. Look, I'll think of something. Let's just get up there and get somewhere quiet, and we can figure out what the hell's going on here.
Okay. I'm guessing, Lily, did you go on up to the hotel room? Is that the plan was to, like, kind of beat them there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I suspected that's what you were aiming for. So, do you all hop the elevator together?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a manned elevator. You know how that goes. He, like, pulls the lever. And it begins slowly cranking all of you, child included, up towards the floor, the correct floor. We're going to say this hotel, more than likely being in New Orleans, is no taller than about 4 stories maximum. So you guys end up on the 2nd floor, which is where he stops. Dang, the wrought iron gold gate opens up in all of its beauty and leads you to a small hallway. Probably has 5, maybe 6 total by you get to the end, doors along the corridor. And you can easily find the matching number that you have in your pocket. 2B is what it says in 2B. Do you leave the door open, Lily?
I think I just leave it unlocked.
Just unlocked. When you guys reach 2B, the door is unlocked.
All right, well, I knock on it. We're here now, Cher. So that I don't get, like, shotgunned in the face.
Right?
Because I don't know this person that well.
True.
And we let ourselves in.
Nice.
Looking, I might be the last one in the room. Just looking
sure.
around real quick. I probably look around. I just make sure we're not being, like, followed or anything like that.
Nice.
Just, like, anything,
Yeah,
anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you probably would be.
Yeah, both of you, if you guys wanted to do like basically what would be considered like a quick perception or scout of the area, there to the naked eye, you don't really see anything. All the doors are closed. You're not exactly sure which one are vacant and which ones aren't. The next door neighbor, so the one to the left of the room that Lily is renting, does seem to be there. They have like a tag hanging on the door for to not be disturbed. But other than that, the hallway is pretty simple and very minimal. Other than, like a vase at the end of the hall and a beautiful window that overlooks the streets of New Orleans. No big deal. But yeah, from what you can tell, nothing suspicious or out of the ordinary, and nobody follows you up the elevator, even if you wait a couple minutes.
That's probably good for me, unless but maybe that's not good enough for.
No, I need to look.
Okay.
I need to keep,
Okay.
look through the windows.
So then you tell me what it is. How in depth are you going? You're wanting to head to the roof and like scout, or are you really just wanting to like scour this floor?
She's basically gonna kind of just do a quick run up and down the hall. Peek in the windows, peek down the stairwell.
Okay.
That sort of thing. Just to kind of, up and down.
Yeah. Just to make yourself feel all right about it. Yeah, so when you run up and down the stairwells, you check every floor. At this point in the morning, there's an elderly couple that leaves their hotel and begins to head down towards the lobby as if they're getting their day started here. But from what you can tell, it seems to be a pretty normal place. There is no weird activity. There's nothing out of the ordinary, and you don't seem to be followed. Like, nobody followed you guys into the lobby. You even went down. You can check that. You seem to have scathed past thus far, being followed, or else you have captured the person that was following you.
Okay. Then I'll go join them in the room.
So while she kind of makes her quick rounds, probably only took you 10 minutes or so. Is there any conversation that is going on as Killa enters?
Oh, so you're all here pretty much at the same time.
I'm probably reading the newspaper if there's anything in the news that's relevant.
Okay.
Bertrand's asking about who this preacher man is. What does anybody know about this? Someone's out to do something to us. Someone out to do us harm.
Well, nobody followed us. I think we're all right here.
This is also a really nice room. Really nice.
Damn.
Damn. Yes, nasty.
I guess maybe them be talking about how you got a nice place like this, right? Like, damn.
Just
Is this
good at my job. She says as she reclines on the bed.
Yeah. I'm smart enough to not ask what that is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She is either wealthy or is, how one might say, well-funded. You can rightfully assume.
Bertrand, you've been hanging around the Moyses for a long time, right?
That is true.
You have any idea how anyone could know where the supply drop's at?
I mean, Dot, you mentioned that, you know, I mean, I only really know like pickup points. How much do I know? I guess.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, obviously you know where this one, like, pickup facility is. You having the background that you have with the Moyses, you have laid eyes on the stills, but only once or twice in your entire lifetime.
Do I have any reliable way other than the daughters to contact the parents, the other members of the family?
If you wanted to contact Ma and Pa Moyse, you would have to go visit them at their own, like their private home, which you know is not an easy feat. It's the reason why you never got to really date her, because getting to them is in and itself just a struggle. They live out deep in the bayou, and you can only reach them by boat.
All right. I mean, I communicate that information to everybody. And I don't know. I don't know where we can find them. We could go looking, but it might take a long time.
Well, what other choice do we have?
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, if they're going to attack the girls, why not go for the real, you know, the heads of the family, you know? Maybe we can beat them there, catch them.
It could be that we could get whoever's behind this to come after us, though, too. We could set a trap.
Do I know where the stills are? Because I was...
Right. I would say, actually, you may be more inclined to know their actual living situation. They only take people to the stills if it seems to be business related. Since you don't actually buy the product, you work for them. You would probably have been lucky enough a couple times to be invited to their homestead.
Okay.
So you two would probably have at least some knowledge of how to get there, and that it is also deep in the bayou. The real question is, how close was Killa with the Moyses? I mean, did they raise her kind of a thing, or is she simply just that's where she gets her jobs?
I think she's a bit of a tough nut to crack. If they took some time and like were interested in her and like made the effort to connect, if they made the effort to connect with her, then yeah, she would have gotten close with them. But if they were like, this is a business,
Yeah.
you know, then it would stay that way.
You know that Mama Moyse, Mom Moyse she is no joke. She is, she's what some might call true evil. At the long and short of it, she's not a very nice woman.
No.
Pa Moyse, on the other hand, could be nice, but the problem is he's not the brightest crayon in the box. So he simply follows who wears the pants in the family.
Alright.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So, like, I do know where, maybe, but I mean, who's doing this? What is even happening?
My question is it a real religious agenda, or is it some rival?
Could be either, really.
I mean, somebody's got a lot of stuff to earn by, taking over them stills. A lot of money out there in that swamp.
Or destroying them.
Doing a lot of damage by destroying them, yeah.
There are a lot of religious folks think alcohol is a demon.
Mm-hmm.
That's why prohibition be around in the first place.
Yeah, they might use the destruction as a symbol, something to rally around. And, well, I like drinking, so I'm not a fan of this prohibition business.
The boy lets out a strange whimper, kind of like as if he might be coming to or shaking free of some of the mind changing, really, that has happened to him. And he says, "Oh no, I have to go see the preacher man."
What's the matter, kiddo?
The preacher man. I'm late. I have to go see the preacher man.
Why?
I told him I'd check in. He said to do, and then I have to come back. He said if I didn't, he'd kill me.
What? He'll do what?
The boy looks out the window as a cop car passes by, and he says, "Oh no, I have to go, and he starts getting up, like he's trying to leave the room. He's like pushing past all of you.
I think Lily would take out the gun she took from the glove box and trail it on the kid.
Jeez.
And is like, I don't think you should be leaving quite yet.
He goes,
No, whoa.
No, actually, it's not a bad idea that he does. I think maybe one of you two should follow him.
Please, I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody what you did.
No, it's all right. You don't tell nobody you didn't see us. I can follow.
I have to go though. If I'm late, he'll be angry.
And you won't be doing anything to slip away?
Slip away? Where would I go? I have to go see the preacher man.
Oh, now, boy, it's okay. Just calm down. Let's just have a little talk, and then we'll let you go, okay?
He eyeballs Joey the lion, who sits probably menacingly.
Yeah, I'm like still looking at the paper. In my head, I'm like, I wish I could read better. But
yeah.
I look at him. I'm like, why are you looking at me, kid? No sympathy from here. And I go back and look at the paper, like turn the page, like the comic section.
Yeah.
I'll
Like my feet are like up on a table, right? Like I'm just doing that like sprawl thing. And just look up, like, you're not getting shit from me, kid.
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
I look around this nice room and I'm just like, follow the kid.
So I can go?
Just one thing before you go.
Okay.
Now kneel down to him. So what's your name, middleman?
Well, I'm Teddy.
Teddy. You got parents? Brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
If you want to see them alive, you better not mention us. okay?
I don't. Okay, please don't hurt my family.
Your Uncle Big Slough rip out their intestines and hang him with them, okay?
No, okay.
Okay?
Okay. And he's like, he's beginning to hyperventilate. He goes, I won't say nothing. I swear, is it?
That's good. That's good. That's what I like to hear, kid. I'll just pat him on the cheek.
Okay.
Now you run along to the preacher man, okay?
Okay. And he turns as fast as his little feet can take them, and you can hear him. He doesn't even take the elevator. You can hear him like pitter patter down the hallway towards the stairs. And the kid is long gone. He's now running away.
Why are we not following him?
I'm already invisible with him.
Yeah.
I'm following him.
Yeah, and you guys watch the door close invisibly, click, as that happens. Now, the lion's been sitting here, you said flipping through the paper. Are you extremely literate? Joey?
I'm not, like, super illiterate or anything. That
Okay,
I just
that's
never
cool.
solid education.
Yeah, sure, got it. Okay, so you can probably manage to, like, pick up on most of what's in the paper.
Yeah, right.
So, the paper you're flipping through is, tells a couple, interesting things. Obviously, they've not caught wind yet of the Moyse sisters being dead. But a, front page, article on, one of the police police captains.
Okay.
A woman, in fact, Chief Allie Ballion. And she stands there.
How do you spell that?
Oh yes, Chief Allie, Allie, Ballian, Ballion.
Thank you.
Of course. And she, she's got this, like, photograph that's been taken of her. She's got a hand on a barrel of, hooch, and it seems to be pouring out. The plug has been pulled, and there are many barrels behind her, and the article reads, local chief at it again.
So is it painted in a negative light? Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's painted in a very positive light, as if she may have brought another crime lord down.
Right.
The article talks about the Italian family here running another speakeasy that had been closed down.
Okay. At it again in a way that's like, she's done it again. Like, how did she be so good at stopping crime? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Here she is, the hero of New Orleans, saving the day, keeping prohibition in order, kind of a thing.
It's a giant bust.
Exactly, a giant bust.
Gotcha. Okay. Would I think that that's good for us or bad for us? I probably think that's good for us because there's less competition. So I say, I probably, you know what? Actually, this is perfect. You know what, Sly? Because maybe I'm an idiot, and so I look to you, right? And I say like, hey, look, looks like there's less competition for us. That's good news, right? And I like give you the paper. I give you like the big, A page or whatever the front page of it. The article is.
Is this
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this lady in our pockets here, Chelsea?
She is not. She's the one that doesn't play ball with the rest of the crime lords. And you know this. She's been picking people off one by one. You know a lot of the police force is in your pocket, but when their chief is kind of not easily corrupted.
This is not good at all, Joey.
What? What do you mean?
She's one of them types that can be bought. All right, she's got some high and mighty morals that she thinks that thinks she's doing right. She ain't messed with us yet, has she?
No, nor will she.
What would you do? What would you do in a situation like this, Joey? How would you convince her?
I'm sure she's a reasonable person. I like crack my knuckles.
See,
we can talk about it.
See, the thing is,
maybe
Joey.
Maybe reach into an agreement of sorts.
The thing is, Joey, is you don't go to her. You go to her friends. You go to her family. If she got any kids, you go to them too. People are a little bit more reasonable when there's other people involved.
Joey will remember that on the screen. Actually, really smart. And I'm like, so you're saying, I don't know. I was always taught that you cut the snake off at the head.
That's what they want you to think, Joey. But you see, people like her,
Yeah.
They have things to lose. People like you and me, we ain't got nothing to lose, and that makes us dangerous.
I like that. I like that a lot.
You're a good kid, Joey. You're gonna go far in this. Trust me.
Yeah, I got that nice little like, thinking things over.
Bertrand is spending his time letting you two bond by watching out the window. I assume there's a window. To keep an eye to just make sure that like we don't see like cop cars or anything else out of the ordinary come rolling up. At the hotel here, we did make a little bit of a ruckus, so he's just kind of keeping an eye out.
So as you peer out of the window, you watch as the child scutters down the street. So he does like head off in one direction. Killa, it's very easy to keep up with him. He's running at full speed and he's not even thinking about you. Are you following him on foot on the ground, or are you kind of like hopping? Like, how are you trailing him? What is your MO?
I think I'm just gonna be like straight up running after him.
Yeah. It's not hard. Like I said, he's just a kid. You manage to keep pace with him for a couple blocks. Until he,
This is making Bertrand really uneasy. He opens a portal next to the window and walks out.
You watch
a 6 foot tall disc of light appears at the wall, and Bertrand walks through it, and it disappears. And now I'm on the ground, and now I'm following the kid as well. Although I'm not invisible, I'm very fast.
I see. So you're gonna trail with her? Is that your plan?
I can't trail with her, but I will trail as well.
Oh, I guess that's true. You can't see her. True. So, as the kid runs past, you're hot on his trail, Killa, and then you hear the pitter-patter of somebody else running behind you. And you turn around, and at an unreasonably fast pace, Bertrand is like... and it's just like coming down the street as fast as his feet can carry him, which is unnaturally fast.
You could see her face. She'd be like, huh.
He's doing the thing. He's not going to overtake the kid. When he moves quickly to kind of, he's doing it in chunks, right? He's like, he moves quickly and then he's waits and watch to see where the kid goes.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps an eye out to see, like, make sure nobody's kind of paying attention to him, and then
does it again.
And then does it again, right?
Cool. Okay, I get it. That's cool. Yeah, you kind of like start and stop. Eventually,
so he's not just blowing past people. People's hats are flying.
Yeah, it's not a flash situation. I got you.
No.
So the kid goes quite a few blocks, probably 8 or so, and cuts and darts down an alleyway. The front-facing building here seems to be some kind of not really marked except for a gold cross above the door. And does seem to potentially be some kind of church, though not your average standalone steeple type church. It looks like they have converted another space. The windows have been replaced with stained glass, and the kid runs around to the back side of the kind of end of this row of buildings that it lays attached to. And the camera pans back to the hotel room. Bertrand just kind of stepped out right in front of all of your eyes before you could do anything, and Killa is away. The three of you now sit there, and Lily, it is it's been over 24 hours since you have checked in with Capone.
Lily just gets up, brushes herself off, and says, well, since we are going to be waiting, I will go get something for us to eat.
Very nice.
And she will excuse herself to head down to the lobby.
Awesome. Which is, of course, you'll find plenty of phones there for your personal use. Bertrand, you watch, and so does Killa, as the boy walks in the back alleyway door of this brick building. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of light inside, and he does look behind him to make sure like nobody followed him, because obviously he can't see you. And he closes the door right behind him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and like keep really close to him and slip in the door right behind him.
Okay. I would say that's not difficult to do. The boy, when you enter, there's a small, short, narrow hallway that has some side rooms, but seems to lead to a much larger area in the front. It looks to be some kind of converted, once probably a store. And where the store actually would be, the archway leading to it stands completely open, and you can see that it would lead to kind of the makeshift altar that they have created. There are pews out, and most of the light is coming from a single lantern or light source that sits somewhere near the altar. And you can see the silhouette of the boy. He's talking to someone, tall, broad-shouldered individual, suit and hat.
Is Bertrand able to see inside of this building at any point, any window, anything?
There are some stained glass windows at the front if you want to try to get a good perception. It'll make it a little difficult just because it is like a stained glass, but you could try to peer through for sure.
Does the door the boy went in have a keyhole in it? Like an old-timey keyhole?
Sure. We can say it probably does.
And I look in through the keyhole, and can I see the interior of the corridor?
Yes, you can see down. It's a little difficult because you're basically staring down the corridor into the open space, but you got to see past the altar that they've created. So you can see him. You're like, oh, it's a boy, and he's talking to someone, but you don't get quite as much detail as Killa does actually standing inside of the building. But you can see him. He's like talking to someone. He like nods his head.
I'll make checks if you need me to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to take on any more than that, I would definitely take a perception from you if you'd like to like listen harder. You could also simply make you could try to sneak into the space if you wanted to, with an agility as well.
He'd probably do that with the portal, but that makes a light.
Aha. Yep.
Well.
I'll let you decide how you want to handle it. Because you can absolutely make a check. You just got to tell me how you'd like to do it. If you want to try to just see more from the current perspective you have, or if you would like to do something.
I'll just try to listen from where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's take that.
That sucks. That sucks.
Oh, Bertrand, you don't have a.
Oh, come on, Bertrand. What's it gonna be? Okay.
And
Wow.
Okay.
That was with a moxie, actually.
That was the extra moxie. Okay.
Yikes.
Yep.
So.
Sorry, buddy.
So how about?
So
yeah.
I'm here if gunfire breaks out.
Yes, basically. You're definitely aware that they are speaking, and the longer that you kind of tune in and lean in, the more likely you are to start getting some like outlines of them. Definitely a man this boy is talking to. You two begin to take on a few of the details. He's wearing a hat. The shadows in the space block a lot of his face from you, but you can begin to hear the depth and richness of his voice coming through.
I'm gonna stay like kind of pressed up against a wall or something so nobody will trip over me.
Yes.
And find a sort of nice place back where I can kind of tuck myself in and just watch and listen, but no one will sort of notice.
You're super able to hide yourself behind like I said, the makeshift altar that they have there, which is really just a table with like a nice tablecloth on it. And as you kind of like put your back against it and you begin listening, what you manage to catch at the end of the conversation is that this kind of rich southern accent comes through from the man. And he says, "All right now, boy, you did a good job. The Lord will love you for your help in this matter. Now tell me, when you delivered the note, did they go out to the swamps? And the boy like nods and says, "Oh yes, sir. Yes, preacher man. They sure did. They went out to the swamps." Good. Did they come back in a hurry? "Oh yes, sir. They did. They came back in a hurry, and then they brought me with them." "Oh, I see." He says, "I see. You don't happen to know where they are now, do you?" And you can see this is the first time the boy, like, hesitates in spilling his guts. And he's like, well, and he says, "Speak up, boy. Tell me the truth. The Lord does not like liars." And the boy says, I promised I wouldn't tell. Isn't it worse to break a promise?" And the preacher man reaches his hand out to the boy's head. And something happens. You watch as when he puts his hand on the child's head, he kind of wrenches it backwards, and the boy begins to spasm. Like fletch and flail. He doesn't make any noise. He just kind of like, almost like he's having a small seizure. And when he removes his hand from the boy's head after a few seconds, the boy's body goes limp and falls to the ground. And he bends over, picks up the boy's body, and proceeds to begin walking towards the back door of the building.
I'll let him go past me and then follow.
With the boy's body kind of over his shoulder, you don't see quite as much of his face, but you do begin to pick up some very specific things, including a mustache. He dons a very dapper mustache, we'll say, and his suit is well tailored. This is not like any preacher man you've ever seen before. He doesn't exude humbleness. And Bertrand, as your eye peers through, still trying to get a good look at what's on the inside, the figure is now getting closer. And
Yeah,
closer.
I'm gonna hide. I gotcha. I got it.
So make me an agility so that we can get you hopefully hidden. Oh, thanks for that follow. This is a back alleyway, so there are ample places. Oh, yeah. Done.
Rest easy with that.
Yeah, rest easy. Yeah, no problem. You're like, huh!
That's a spade, too.
Yeah,
Nice.
you nailed it. So you managed to dart and hide yourself behind a large dumpster. Very, very well, in fact. As he actually comes out, this preacher man, you hear the click, click, click of his nice shoes. As the lid of the dumpster opens, he tosses something heavy inside of it. It hits, and he closes the lid. And you hear him begin to say, "Dear Lord, we make this sacrifice for the betterment of our people. May the boy's soul rest in peace." And he walks off down the alleyway back into town.
That motherfucker. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I know where I am because I was just following the boy initially, just trying to, making sure like I know what building this is, what the address is, where, what the nearest street corner is, all that. So we can find our way back here should we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys head back to the hotel? Is that kind of the next trajectory?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe I would, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So the two of you begin to head back, kind of reeling in what it is that you saw and you partially heard. Lily, while all this is taking place, and unfortunately the boy's life is lost, you went down to the lobby of the hotel. What are you up to there? You said getting food, but I'm sure that that's not the truth.
Well, I mean, I can order something while I'm down there.
That's true.
Technically.
I guess that's true.
And then make a phone call.
Mm-hmm. So the concierge, the gentleman, is definitely back there, and he says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I would like some food sent to my room, and I need to make a call.
Oh, yes, of course. Anything in particular, or simply tonight's best?
Yeah, let's go with the best.
He says, "Great," and begins to kind of like scribble and take an order. And he says, "As for the phone, you'll find a private booth just down here," and he gestures for you.
I just nod and head over.
Great. Yeah, and there is a rotary phone there. As you pick up, there's an operator, of course, and you can give her the number that you have, and she connects you. And as the phone line begins to connect, you hear it finally click as a voice picks up, a gruff voice, and says, "Yeah, what you want?" You definitely know this to be the sly gentleman with the gold tooth.
I feel weird about speaking plainly on the phone, so I will probably use some sort of code. I would probably say that I went to meet up with their sisters, but they went on a walk, so I missed them.
He goes, "Ah. The sisters went for a walk. That is not good. Hang on." And you hear him set the line down and yells, "Capone!" You know? And there's a heavy set of footsteps that come over and picks up the end of the receiver. And the voice of Capone comes on. And he says, sorry to have my lackey deal with you. I was having dinner with my wife." "What do you mean the sisters took a walk?"
Well, I hear that they went to see a preacher man.
"I see. So you're also telling me that the three heirs to the Moyse stills aren't around no more?"
She just sighs and is like, yes.
He says, "All right, Lily. Don't be so sad. You did a good job. This means they are weaker than we thought. I'll be in town tomorrow. Be expecting me."
Yes, sir.
He says, I would like to meet the rest of the Moyses. Maybe we'll let them take a walk too, yeah?"
I will see what I can arrange.
"We're gonna need to go in with a few extra people. You may want to find some firepower, if you know what I mean."
I understand.
"Good. You're doing great, Lily. I'll make sure to let Nucky know you gave us a call." And he simply hangs up the line.
Well, I probably... Lily needs a moment.
No doubt, yeah, you probably sit in this little booth at like a moment of silence by yourself.
Just like, after I hang up, I just sit for a moment, and I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just trudge on upstairs.
And you trudge away. Does the title still say Sims 4? I'm literally staring at it. It should change. updated it 4 times. I'm sorry if it still says Sims
Yeah.
4. This is The Sims 4. Isn't this how you guys play Sims?
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
The only thing we don't the only thing we don't have are swimming pools and gravestones. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, but we did
People
go by
being
that
abducted by aliens.
And people being abducted by aliens.
Sure. Here's my little.
Oh, finally. Awesome. So you all, by the time Lily takes her moment, and simmers a lot of that information in, and proceeds to, go back up to the room, all 5 of you have basically reconvened. The 2 that went out scouting, and then you rejoin, and now the 5 of you stand with new information inside of this private hotel room.
Oh.
mood.
That preacher. Oh man.
Bertrand is standing over by the window again, looking outside, and he's like the light. There's no light source next to him to do it, but the light around him is flickering. Like there's those of you who were in the room when you saw the portal created a disc of light, and he's like clenching his fists and clenching his teeth, and the whole corner of the room is flickering.
I thought when he was grabbing that kid, I thought he was just, gonna talk to him or do some blessing thing or something. I didn't know he was gonna.
So I take it didn't go well?
That kid, that poor kid. He killed that kid. Just cold blood. No reason.
Yeah, that's a tragedy. Anyone else worried that we have a dead kid who was last seen with us?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
it's now in a dumpster.
maybe we might want to get out of here. Just saying.
Yeah. Soon. But, this preacher means to mess with us. Means to mess with business. And, I reckon he's pretty serious.
Bertrand, you all right there, man? You're kind of
He-
spazzing out.
He's agitated. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those of you who, everybody in the group here is just that, to speak to you. This is not him speaking, but to put something out there is that, your characters have these abilities, and more than likely, those abilities manifested at some point when you were under great stress, or a great deal of emotion, or when something very significant happened in your life. And like what Bertrand is going through right now feels like what you went through.
Yeah, the lights continue to like flicker, and there's a sound off in the distance, a siren, which at first may be like, oh, cops, the Poe, right? But then as they continue to go and get closer, it's definitely not the sound of cops. It's the sound of a fire engine. A fire truck coming into town.
Peek out the window.
As you peek out the window, you can't quite see anything. You could even open it. There's like wrought iron railings usually on all those, the way New Orleans is styled. And you like lean over and out and peer down. And many blocks down, the same direction you came running, something seems to be now on fire. the streets are beginning to fill with smoke, and you can see the red and yellow lights flashing off of the smoke that's beginning to fill the streets. A few people have come out in a panic, and there's beginning to be commotion on the street. Like I said, blocks and blocks down. But about this time, as you're leaning out, you hear the on the door of the hotel room.
What is that?
Room service.
that? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I'm
I opened the
sitting there
door.
just- I'm sitting there like just smoking, like chain smoking. Yeah.
You open the door, and sure enough, there's a gentleman there who has a couple plates of food in the little cart or whatever with the, what are those things called? They have names with the lids, the dome lids. I should know this.
I know what you're talking about. The little server thing.
Yeah, the little server thing. Fancy. It's all
Fancy
fancy.
silver dome.
Yeah,
The
yeah, the
silver
fancy
dome thing.
silver dome.
Yeah.
It has a ridiculous name, and a cloche. A cloche. As he, opens it and shows it to you to make sure you know that, like, it's actually food under there, and he leaves the cart and says, "Is there anything else I can do for you all this evening?" As he peers in and sees these 5 adults standing in a single room with a 1 bed.
No, that's great. And thanks a lot. And I close the door. I don't tip him.
It's just,
Jeez.
That's my boy.
oh, man. And he goes,
This is
"Oh."
how you know we're evil characters.
You don't tip. That is
You
the
don't tip.
maximum. That's the
Can I
that's the
gain
scale.
moxie for being a villain?
You
for not
totally
tipping?
can gain moxie for not tipping him. Sure.
Because I gain moxie when I show my vicious side in view of everyone.
So you, as you roll this thing in the room, actually all of you can probably gain moxie because you've all used your powers to good ability tonight, between the good
All right.
roleplay. I would say all of you have gained a moxie because each of you have put your powers to good use, at least to, I say good use, to your own personal benefit of use.
Convenient.
Convenient use,
Yeah.
there you go. So you now stand with hot food in the room, and the 5 of you there, and the fire engines have stopped down at the end of the street, and the chaos seems to continue. The smell of smoke now fills the air, only blocks from where this fire is taking place.
I'm pigging out.
Yeah, you're like eating.
Like, I'm getting free food. I'm not complaining.
Is the,
Like in the direction where my club's at, is it?
No, it's down the street, actually, the direction of this church that you both left.
Is the serving cart thing, like, does it have like a tablecloth over it?
Uh-huh.
covering the
Yeah.
Bottom part. Lily just like has a knife out and pulls the tablecloth over to look underneath.
You peer underneath. I love that so much. You peer underneath with the knife. It's totally empty. Other than some extra silverware and cups.
She looks almost disappointed as she puts the cloth back down.
She's like, man, I really wanted to stab something. Yeah.
So what do we do now?
Well, I think we should make arrangements to see the remaining Moyses.
Yeah, we ought to warn him this preacher's coming.
Yes.
Should we? Do we really have to?
Well, I guess it depends on what side we want to be on and what we're doing.
I think we should be on the side who has the most control and influence.
And who do you
Right.
think? it is?
Right now, that's the preacher man.
Mm.
Sort of wave the newspaper. I guess we could always go to the cops, huh? You think I'm joking?
You want to use him?
Why not? They're the best resource this town has.
It's a good plan.
I
How?
don't understand. I mean, I do as a player understand, but
You think?
what
We're
do
looking,
you mean go to the cops?
we're looking
that
for a
sounds-
preacher man, right?
Well, sure, but But I don't see how a cop's going to help us with that.
Why are the cops looking for the preacher man? They ain't.
Yeah.
We the only one know he's up to something, and that's all because of a dead boy.
Maybe we just need to give him a little excuse, huh?
What if...
You're not making no sense, man.
What
You are making sense. It's just...
we led the preacher man to the remaining Moyses and had the cops following, and then capture them all in the same trap, and then you could just take over their operation.
Now that could work.
That's an awful lot of moving parts, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a convoluted cocktail. I'd rather just show up and give him a piece of my mind.
And by
Well-
mind, I presume you mean your fist.
Yeah, Bertrand struggles.
Whatever.
Bertrand struggles to keep a straight face when you say, give him a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
I give Joey a reassuring pat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't know. It's pretty ballsy. I like it.
well, I mean,
Wow.
messing with all of us.
I mean, they messed with all of us. They took care of Bertrand's, little love interest too. So he'd like a little bit of payback.
Mess with my livelihood.
So
The whole
how-
reason I got into this business in the first place.
The only
Money.
thing that I don't understand, and I'll turn to Lucky, is what you have to do with all this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just chasing the big score.
Look, don't try to sell me a dog. What's really going on here?
You don't like dogs.
Just an expression we had to have down here in the beautiful state of Louisiana.
Well, I might have been watching you, Lucky,
When?
when you got here.
Is that so?
So, it sounds like our employers are watching each other. I mean, we're just little fish in this big pond, right?
Yes, but you know how
I'm just-
fish get bigger.
Hey, I just want to get through my day, have a little bit of money, maybe somebody to come home to at the end of the night.
Well, I can probably help with 2 of those things.
Well, now I'm interested in finding out which two.
Jeez.
I love that so much. And it's about this time you hear knock
Knives
on the
out.
door again.
I've eaten a lot of the food, by the way, and I'm back to smoking.
Oh, what?
Room service, says a woman's voice.
Lily just sort of looks at Joey expectantly.
I'm gonna move to the side of the door.
Okay.
All right, fine. Yeah, I look around. All right, okay, I guess I get the door. All right. Yeah. So I strongly walk up to the door. Yeah. I look through the keyhole. What do I see?
A quaint
not
and
keyhole,
very
the thing.
small woman who stands there with a cart with a cloche and food and the whole nine. And she stands outside your door like waiting. She knocks again.
Right.
Room service.
I did not order more room service.
Till it's the wrong room.
All right. Yeah. You got the wrong room, lady. Sorry.
For Miss Hirschfeld?
Wrong. All right, lady. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, but you got the wrong room.
Okay. And she, like, her eyes dart back and forth as she looks down the hallway, and she pushes the cart past the door and moves on down the hallway. No more knocks on other doors, and she leaves the sight of the peephole in the door.
Yeah.
Okay, we should get out of here.
What if the first guy was the one that wasn't supposed to be here?
Look, Lily's just already like knotting the sheets
Yeah.
and getting ready
To climb out the window. Love it.
I'm curious about this. I want to slip out after the lady.
Okay. Yeah, after Lily. Okay. So you guys are on the second like floor of this building, which means that you can definitely make this. This will be a I would let you make a strength or agility really for it, and if you had anything, if you're wanting to climb down.
I'm gonna probably acrobatics my way down.
I love that. That sounds good to me. Acrobatics away. Anybody else want to follow Lily out of this building? down the special exit.
Jeez.
What's the street below look like exactly? Is it full of people?
This would be the side of the building, which would lead down to a small road, like road and alleyway, partially, that passes through to like an opposite street. Because New Orleans is kind of laid out in that grid pattern. But it doesn't seem to be very busy. There's a few, dumpsters. The street itself, that where cars would drive down it one way, and then a homeless man. But all in all, it's pretty bare pickings.
Question, you think you can acquire a vehicle for us?
I suppose I can't do that. Hold on, I go get one, and he opens a portal and just portals right down into the
Yeah.
to the alleyway and goes to find a car.
As soon as the portal opens and Bertrand steps through, Lily, I will have you. So you manage to acrobatics your way down. I almost picture it like silks. You like wind yourself up and it unwind as you tumble down to the bottom, and as your feet hit, Bertrand walks out of a portal onto the street. There are plenty of cars to choose from, but as he disappears through the portal in the hotel room, a large foot kicks the main door open. Doosh! And there stands two women and a man who each wear a similar outfit. They dress in mostly all black. Women wear dresses, men wear, he's got like a suit type thing on. They each have crosses hanging from around their neck, and in their hands are 3 syringes. Each of them hold a syringe. With some kind of vile liquid in it of a strange orange color. And Joey, you immediately recognize one of them was the woman trying to deliver food to you. And the gentleman says, he says, I don't mean to intrude, but we're gonna need you to come with us.
I was invisible.
Yes, you were.
I ducked out into the hallway after this woman. I was going to see what she was up to.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so you watched, so if you, ducked out, I guess you could say, she went to the end of the hallway and signaled, and the other two, the woman and the man, came out of the stairwell. You watched them unrobe from whatever uniform they were wearing, and underneath they were in these all blacks, and they pulled these syringes out of their pocket and filled them with this orange liquid, thick liquid, before they promptly walked straight up to the door, and the large man kicked it in.
Okay. Is there any way to get past them into the room at this point?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, he kicked it in and they've stepped into the room, so you could easily slip
Okay.
behind them if you wanted to. And I'd say they're more focused now on the big man, Joey, and Big Sly, who is standing in front of them. They did expect to find 2 more, but they'll deal with that in a minute.
Okay. I'll go up behind Joey and Sly and both, like, just kind of gently press a hand into their backs just to let them know that I'm there.
Yep.
And you know, like, reassure them, you know, I'm here, I got your back.
Have you done this before?
And sorry?
Have you done this before to us? Like, is this standard operating procedure, or is this going to, like, spook the hell out of us? Right?
No, I think this would be pretty standard operating.
Okay,
I think she'd have like a way of signaling, you know, I'm invisible, but I'm near you.
Yeah. You've done this before, then. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll say you probably have, and, like, if nothing else,
problem.
Big Sly knows.
creepy
Yeah, right? Like, a hand on your back. The fuck? It's back there. And if nothing else, Big Sly, you know that touch, Killa's touch. Since you guys have a history, what's up?
You do.
You know that touch.
Yeah.
And yeah, do you say anything, because they're gonna take action here?
No, because I don't want to give myself away. But I'm gonna get ready with my pistol.
Here's a question: are you invisible? And is all your gear invisible as well when you go invisible? Is that how it? I wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if not, then we watch a floating revolver, like, turn and face him. No, okay. So yeah, you ready the pistol, and the gentleman steps forward and says, "I don't like repeating myself. Please come with us." And he gestures towards the door.
Powers if I have a chance.
You can take any action you would like.
I'm going to use hypnosis on 2 of them.
All right. So we will actually go into our first major real combat, because the moment you go to use that on them, they are going to run in and attempt to attack you with these syringes. So let's make that so. So if you want to, like, make an attack against them, go for it, and I will, I'll let you know. They'll roll probably against whatever you are using. And for the sake of, our audience, who is probably very new to Capers, will you read your power to them, whatever it is you're using, so that they have a better understanding?
Sure. Hypnosis. It uses charisma or willpower versus the target's mind. At the rank that I have, at rank 1, I can place any target into a trance until the beginning of its next turn. The target sits or stands quietly awaiting my instructions, doing nothing on their next turn.
Okay. All right.
I'm also going to twin boost it, so...
Ooh, dang. Okay. So in this case, this would be a, yeah.
It's a charisma willpower check.
Charisma, willpower. Yep, correct.
Yep.
I'm looking at this person now. They're all their biz.
Okay, I'm just going to get 2 cards then. Sorry, I got 2 put out here.
Cool. And then, just flip them in order.
I'm going to chance it. Take another card.
All right, you chance it.
Yes.
Same.
Well, this is a spade, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is a spade? Yeah. So, I will say, with the spade, it is beating her mind. Yes.
Okay.
Which, in this case, is not high enough, actually, in fact. Oh! Yes, it's not high enough. So
Yeah, it's the lowest. If they're dumb as rocks, an 8 gets them.
right. So I would say you said 2 of them. Are you going to do, like, the 2 women? Who are you trying to?
Well, there's the one that knocked on our door, which I didn't see her anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah. One of the women.
And the gentleman who is the one who seems to be the leader type.
Okay. All right.
Although you've got Moxie, you can pull another card.
You could use plenty of moxie.
Alrighty, yeah, let's
Why?
do it.
Why not? Right? You're gonna get plenty back. And we'll let chat know while Sav is busy here pulling cards. we are going to, at the end of tonight's game, which is coming up shortly. Oh my gosh! No way! Okay, alright. So, we'll get to that in a second.
Very unlikely.
The probability of that's stupid. If you haven't and you would like a copy of Capers, we're going to be giving away 2 PDF copies tonight live on stream. So, to enter that giveaway, you're going to want to type !hooch to enter, and it will sign you up for it if you are not already. And then we're going to do the drawing there at the end for everybody. So, get in on that. Awesome. I think that's, yeah, we're ready to go. So I would say what we're going to do is take the original one, because you did get the boon piece with it, on that 8, even though it wasn't like a success. So here's what I'm going to say. You managed to control one of them. One of the females is very not smart. She's the one that has not been talking, that is clearly there just holding a syringe. She does manage to go under your hypnosis. The other one does not.
Don't tell her to sit her ass down.
She proceeds to plop, literally, direct to the floor. Where she's standing. She doesn't even take a chair. The woman goes, she goes, what are you doing? Get up! Get up! And she's like, the woman looks up and goes, I can't! Next up, the lion. Would you like to take a turn? You gonna do anything, Joey?
That's what I was thinking about it. And here's the thing. I don't think I am.
Okay.
I think I want to hold back, because like, especially whenever you see those videos, or like just any kind of like movie where like the badass fighter from the 80s is just like watching, like, you know, that kind of thing, like just kind of observing for a moment before I like step in. I think I'm doing that kind of right now.
You gotta like make your entrance. You can't just make any attack. It's got to be an entrance. Okay.
Exactly. So it's not the right moment.
It's just not the right moment. So you kind of waited out, and you watch as this large, hefty gentleman that seems to be quote-unquote leading the group looks down at the woman, and he says, "Devil powers," as he points right at you. And he switches his grip on this giant syringe, fits his thumb through the hole, holds it like a dagger, and he begins and is going to make an attack and run at you. And attempt to stab Big Sly with this syringe.
Can I?
No, that's not going to happen.
I was like, this is not taking place.
No.
No. If no one interjects, then might be my moment where like, could I like just like grab, like we see like it's gonna stab Sly, and then like my arm just comes out and just like grabs it and stops it, and be like, no.
Yeah.
And
so why don't we just do 2 opposing strengths on that?
All right.
We'll play it that way, because that's all I was gonna draw for him. So we'll just do opposing strengths on that.
Sure.
Strength fisticuffs.
Yes, and if you got the fisticuffs, yeah. Oh, he's got fisticuffs.
Absolutely. Is that cool with you, Sly? If that's how we handle that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, no, this is. You think it's this one way, but it's the
but
other way.
But it's gonna be this other way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to ideally. This probably wouldn't change it at all, but if I get enough, I would like to stab him with his own syringe.
Okay, yeah, I would say we'll add that if you have like a really high success, or you get the boon. Oh, I should have only drawn 2 cards, not 3 cards.
Well,
that was my mistake.
My strength is 4, and I have fisticuffs, so I'm having 5 cards.
Yeah. Oh, I do get 3. That's a lot of cards. Okay, well, he's going to go ahead, and I'm gonna flip. I got a 6. I'm gonna take another. I say that, but I gotta go this way because it's on my screen. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna stay at the 9. I have a feeling that's just gonna say, okay. Well, you do. He is stronger than you expected him to be when you like reach out and grab him. There's something about him that's unnaturally strong. But you basically tell me how you grab the syringe and turn it on him.
Right. I mean, it's like what it's like a one arm. I want to do this like a one-handed move. Like it doesn't look like I'm really trying. Like I'm just like no, and just like twist. Like and like you see his body go down, like he's resisting me, right? Like and like it just and now he's like staring, and like the camera's like kind of from his view is like this, like the syringe is like staring at him as I'm like bad and 7 with his own syringe.
Do you stab any place in particular, or just wherever it manages?
Oh, like his chest, right?
Oh,
Like,
okay. Just
no, like, yeah,
okay.
you know, like I took your thing to it, so now it's like
Yeah.
facing.
Yeah,
chest.
and
Like,
you.
it's a reverse image of like how I was going to hit Sly, right?
Right.
Like, no, it's this way.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. And do you inject him with it too?
Oh, do I have to like? It's the thing in the back, right?
Yeah, because
you
just like the whole thing. You watch
totally.
as the orange like liquid leaves the syringe and enters his body, and you watch the guy's eyes go giant. And he drops to his knees and pulls the syringe from his chest, and he goes, "This is not for me," and he like falls to the ground, and the veins in his neck and his eyes begin to turn this strange orange color. The muscles in his body begin to atrophy before your eyes. He begins to kind of dissipate in his strength, we'll say, right in front of you. And as you are in combat with him, the other woman, not the one sitting on the ground, the one that tried to serve you earlier, goes, "Nah!" And she's going to reach out and attempt to stab you in the leg. With it. So she's gonna reach out. I will say, Killa, you are in the room. This would be a chance if you wanted to make a move before she does, or if you wanted to take an action.
Oh, yeah.
Do that before I Kurt Russell this lady.
Yeah.
Run, kick this lady.
Hurt my friends. I'm doing that.
Yeah, so she is gonna reach out. She's basically going to make the, oh, I gotta pull up Roll20. I can't do it through.
I want to shoot the needle out of her hands.
Oh, I love that. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's really cool. Go ahead and make the.
Okay, so that's 4 for my agility, right? That's what my pistol.
Agility plus guns.
Agility plus guns.
+1 if you've got the gun skill.
+1 for guns, right? Okay, so that's 5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, well, she's a superpower.
I was about to say that's actually really great. Here we go.
3, 4, 5. So a 5, that's not too bad.
No, that's terrible.
You can do better than that. Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it. It doesn't take you much as you aim and pew, right out of her hand. Are you trying to knock it from her hands, or are you trying to explode the vial? Because you're basically going to do whatever you want to in this moment.
Yeah, an ace is always a boon.
It's going to be a boon too, yeah.
I think... Oh, and I have the bonus that means that I don't become visible when I fire. So the shot literally comes out of nowhere. I think, I don't know what it is yet, and I don't know what it does. Yeah, I think she's just going to blow it up. She doesn't trust things in vials.
Sure. And you're down to, it shoots right through kind of the center section of it as the woman goes, and it explodes in her hand. And what she ends up doing, she finishes that thorough motion, and she ends up with nothing in her hand, but, and she pounds the lion in the back where she was going to attempt to stab you, because there is no vial by the time she makes it to you, and you just feel that light like thud of a small woman's fist on your back, but no like syringe goes in your neck. And she goes, no, I'm sorry, as she begins to like back up. She's not going to attack you. The other guy on the ground is definitely dead, and the other woman is still sitting down.
I mean, I'm still going to attack her for coming at me.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
I was supposed to say, you don't have to explain that to me.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
It's just, I mean, it doesn't have to be a roll if it doesn't have to be. But, like, yeah, I totally would just kill her. Or, like, I probably just knock her out.
Yeah, you are able to very quickly, probably, one strike is all it takes. Yeah. She doesn't seem to be anything but mundane. Yeah. And her body thuds to the floor. Her friend, who is still, you can see her, like, shaking, trying to get off the floor, trying to break that hypnosis of sit, as her body is trying. The room has gone silent. We cut to the street. Bertrand, what car have you found for the group?
Whatever's quickest, whatever's right nearby.
Yeah, there's a I mean, there's a few things down this alleyway, nothing of great import. There's a van of some kind, like some kind of I say it's a van. They didn't really have vans. They something
Sure
to
they did.
haul
They had,
thing.
like, panel vans.
Panel vans, yeah, that's what I mean, like a panel van. There does seem to be a truck in this alleyway, as well as some kind of a pretty average car.
We'll go panel van.
Panel van it is. Give me that score to grab it.
Expertise, conveyances, basically to hotwire.
Expertise, conveyances. Whoa,
Okay.
nice.
I'll go with that.
I would say so. No, you can hear the fire shot, the shot go off from the gun up in the room. Pow, pow. Which it doesn't take you but just a second at the sound of that gun to get this van up and going. Lily is on the ground already with you. Lily, do you hop in the van?
Heck yes, I did.
Heck yes, and you hop on in probably at the front if you want. Now, the three of you are in the hotel room. What do you do? You're kind of left now. The door stands open to the hallway. A gunshot has been fired.
I honk the horn.
Yeah, beep beep.
Yeah.
Your ride's here.
Yeah, I grab my jacket and be like, let's go.
Do you guys exit down the sheet rope, or are you guys going out the
Yeah.
front door? Okay.
No, I'm going down the rope.
All right, awesome.
And I'll grab anything that, like, might connect to us, or...
The only thing that is gonna connect you, I guess, would be the fact that it's in Lily's name. But the only thing left really in the room are the two bodies. Well, the one body, the passed out woman, and the seated woman who still has a syringe in her hand.
Right. The syringe. She still has the syringe.
Like, because they all came in with one, but she couldn't attack
Right.
because she was forced to sit down. So she's just sitting there with a syringe in her hand.
Oh, okay. I want to grab... so I'm still invisible, because I want to freak her out. And I'm gonna take the syringe out of her hand. And, like, put it away. So, of course, it will become...
Yeah, and it disappears. It comes from her hand, and she's still sitting there, seated, because she can't do anything else. But hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done for us. And she's like praying out loud to herself in this moment as she watches a syringe pass her.
I'm just like whispering, like I whispered to her that there ain't no God where you're going, lady. And then I crawl out the window.
Nice, yeah. So everybody that's going down the sheet rope, I am gonna need a draw from you, a card draw. So there will be a check here. I will use acrobatics. You could also use, I think athletics is one if you have it. If not, then just make a straight strength.
I would like to use a moxie for
Yeah.
a power. And I would just like to just jump out the window.
Hell
Because
yes.
I can just fall from any height without taking damage.
That's amazing.
You don't even need to spend a moxie on that. That's just
Yeah.
a boost.
I was about to say, that's just
Oh.
a boost you get to the power that you already have.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Man, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So I just do that, like, Superman, like, land with the hand down kind of thing.
Yeah, I love
Stand
that. Right in front of, I'm sure, the van so that they both can see you. He comes landing out of the sky on the ground. The other two of you, if you would like to make those trait checks for me.
Let's put a bullet in each one of them bodies before we leave, too.
Sure, you can do that if you want to. Pow, pow, pow. You guys hear 3 more gunshots go off before they both make it down. Whoa, nice.
I think I might flip that number.
Did I call the red Joker's the bad Joker, isn't it?
I think you did.
Yes.
Oh, that is bad. That's the bad Jokers. Okay.
Oh no!
Did we get both of you got one? Okay. Well,
Amazing.
so here's what happens. You watch Big Sly pow 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 and all 3 of them so that they are officially dead. And as the 3rd shot is fired, another person steps into the doorway. And it is the same face of the woman on the front of the newspaper. Chief Allie Thalion stands in the doorway, stares at the both of you. Notices at least Big Sly for sure. Killa, your invisibility goes down. And as you both attempt to exit, she watches you go and she begins to fire at you with her own gun. Pow, 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 pow. Stop, police! Pow, 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 pow.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm just diving out the window.
And basically the both of you dive and fall 2 stories. And hit the top of the van. You guys watch as the lion lands in front of the car in this like power stance. And then you hear 2 giant as 2 bodies hit the top of this car. I would definitely say that there's gonna be some damage dealt there, which we will actually get to next game. The 5 of you have made it to the street, and you watch as Chief Ali Baston runs to the window and begins firing from above. Pow, pow, pow. Stop. It's the police. And that's where we're going to end tonight's game of Capers. Oh, yes. But not before we draw for all of you. So last chance, I'm going to give you all just a couple minutes because I see some new people have dropped in. If you would like to be... in on the drawing to win a free PDF copy of Capers, the RPG that we are currently playing, all you need to do is type an !hooch, just like I just did right there. It'll sign you up, and we're going to do the giveaway here in just a second. I can see a few of you already popping in, so it looks to be good. I made sure, too, this time that we didn't click any of our, the people actually playing this game, because they're going to get their own free copy for being here. All right, gang. So, Thank you for tuning in. We're going to go around and cast and announce kind of who they are and where else you can find them online. And while they do that, at the end, we'll make the drawing. So let's go around. Let's do backwards from the way we did. Let's start. Oh, no, because we had to do it twice. So let's start with Eric.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, thank you so much, Chelsea. Thank you, chat. Thank you, my fellow cast members. My name's Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris everywhere. And I love role-playing games. You can find me... I'm on a bunch of different channels this time, playing a bunch of games, including D&D, but I am a strong advocate for all the different games, and so when Chelsea invited me here to try out new games, especially new games, I love new games. I love seeing what's out there. So this has been wonderful and great. And I really like this card drawing mechanics, and I love our style. It's great.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Yes, 2 more. In fact, we will, just so everybody knows, take a break next week. It is Thanksgiving here in the States, and you got a Thanksgiving, so we're gonna take a break, and then we'll come back the final week of November and first week of December. But let's keep moving around to Kika.
Hey, I'm Kika. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KAKKA, and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO. I am mostly on other people's streamed shows, though. I play a lot of tabletop games of a large variety. Tomorrow I am on a D&D stream, Secrets of Castle Greyhawk on the Greyhawk channel. I'm also on The Shattered Eye on Soul Bear RPG, etc., etc. Just follow me on Twitter and you can see where I am, because I always retweet my streams that I'm on, and I'm on a lot.
Yes, she is. Awesome. And Saverick.
Hey, I've been Saverick, your awesome mobster killer person tonight. You can find me on Twitter or Twitch at Saverick. Find me on my own channel on Sundays where I run a Fallout 5e hack campaign. And you can find me on the Greyhawk channel every Saturday for Rise of the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Nice. All right. And next up we have Mad Fishmonger.
Hello, I am Mad Fishmonger. I am, I'm on Salt and Sassy. I'm on that channel on Monday and Friday. And then I'm on Unmade Gaming on Tuesdays. I mostly play D&D 5e, but we're doing a lot of interesting things with it. I'm doing some campaigns in some homebrew worlds that have some really neat twists on them. So our Friday game is a Stone Age setting. Yeah, so it's at where we've been playtesting through a game setting called Savage Dawn by Loresmith, and it's super fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, it really adds, kind of some other elements to to 5e that make it super interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can come and find me online. And if you need dice bags, hook you up.
True story. She does. Awesome. And last but certainly not least, our game designer and driver, Nerdburger Craig. How are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm Nerdburger Craig on Twitter. You can find my game stuff at nerdburgergames.com. Right now, for the next week until the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I have another game on Kickstarter called Die Laughing. It's a horror comedy game. And as part of that, there are also backer levels that you can get the PDF of this game, as well as my first game, Murders and Acquisitions, or all three, even through the Kickstarter. So that's where you can find me, and I'm looking forward to the exciting conclusion. Although, well, I guess we got two more. Yeah,
two more. We're not there yet.
And now, yeah, I got you. And now we're starting to flip more cards, and we're starting to get into the system a little bit more. So
yeah. Yeah. I've been building towards it. Exactly. I've been like building towards it. We got a taste of combat this week. Next week we should have our first major big combat, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, it is. It's been like we're gearing up for the capers, so that by the time we get to the last one, it's just like an all-out war zone. Who knows? Fantastic. And I, of course, am Little Red Dot. But before I tell you all about me and where you can find me and the stuff that I do right here on this channel, let's roll here. So I think I've got everybody ready to go. So we're going to pick a few people. So first one up. Ha-ha! Very nice. So Trooper, SJP has won one of the giveaways, and I'm going to do another roll. So, so both of you do me a favor. Message me individually if your name just popped up. Woohoo! Congrats, you guys. Message me, and we will make sure to get your email address so that we can send you over a code to grab a free PDF copy of Capers. That way you can bring it to your own table. I'm going to write these down so I don't forget them, because once I close chat, it's all done. Also,
yes, please do that. I can't get a copy of the game to anybody unless I have an email.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to make sure to reach out to all of you and just make sure I follow up. But that being said, I am Little Red Dot. Right here on my channel, I like to play indie RPGs. I play a lot of RPGs, very similar to Kika on a lot of other people's channel. And if you want to keep up with where I play D&D and all those kinds of things, you can follow my schedule over on my Twitter. I'll drop my social here right now. But I game every day of the week, I think, but Tuesdays. So you can always find me somewhere rolling dice or drawing cards. And I encourage you to both follow this channel so you can always know when we go live. But I will be continuing this great series of indie gaming every month. We will be playtesting a new indie game. So this month is Capers. Next month we're going to be doing Witch Girl Adventures, which I'm very, very excited about. I've got a fun little group of ladies for that one that are already excited to be teenagers. I don't know why. Awesome. So, yeah, other than that, I look forward to seeing everybody back here next week. Or, excuse me, not next week. Week after. Yeah, 2 weeks, because we've got Thanksgiving. So if you celebrate the Thanksgiving holidays, enjoy. If you don't, then enjoy a week off. Go do something fun. Have a drink on the house. Thanks to us. All gangsta style. Go get yourself some hooch. As we might say.
Get you some giggle water.
Get you some giggle water. Awesome. And until next time, you guys, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks for the third of 4 episodes of Capers Behind the 8 Ball. Bye, you guys. Bye.